Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. It's the news that has been whispered across the gaming community for years, a rumor that became a legend, and now a legend that is finally becoming a reality. But it's not the reality any of us were expecting for months. Months here. We've all been talking about an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, assuming it would be a simple touch up, a fresh coat of paint, if you will, on a beloved classic. Well, we were wrong. What's good, y'all? Alonso here. Welcome to Level Up Gaming, where we make sure you never miss what's happening in gaming. Okay, the project officially titled Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is not what we thought. New reports, insider previews, and even leaked footage confirm this isn't just a remaster. It's a complete next-gen rebuild from the ground up. And it's not just the graphics. Getting a massive overhaul, we have credible reports of a brand new story content and gameplay mechanics that could change everything you remember about Edward Kenway's journey. So grab your spyglass and ready the cannons because we're about to explore what's being called gaming's worst kept secret. Let's get the timeline straight, because the reveal has been a journey all on its own. For the longest time, a Black Flag remake just felt like a community wish list item, something we all wanted but never truly expected Ubisoft to make. Then the whisper started. Reports going all the way back to 2023 pointed to Ubisoft Singapore, the studio behind Skull and Bones, leading development on a project codenamed Obsidian. These weren't just random forum posts, they were credible leaks from industry insiders suggesting a full-scale rebuild was in the works. The speculation hit a fever pitch, and then Ubisoft themselves started playing along. In March 2026, the company released a brand update blog post. While it didn't shout the name from the rooftops, it contained a crucial line. Some whispers have a little more wind in their sails. Keep your spyglass on the horizon. Tucked away with this message was the first official concept art for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. The name itself is a masterstroke. Resynced isn't just marketing fluff, it taps directly into the lore of the Animus. Right? It suggests a second look at Edward's memories, which opens the door for changes and additions that a simple remaster just wouldn't cover, really. In a tongue-in-cheek post, they acknowledged the leaks by Brandon the event revealed for gaming's worst-kept secret. This just wasn't any admission, it was a flex. It signaled confidence. I know that you know, and now that you know that we know. They know the hype is monumental, and they think they have the product to back it up. The heart of any remake discussion starts with the visuals, and from everything we're hearing, Resynced is poised to be a massive generational leap. This isn't the kind of light update we saw with the Assassin's Creed 3 remastered. Sorry. Journalists who have seen a 30-minute demo are describing the game as completely reworked and awesome. Pretty much. The foundation for this is a complete rebuild on the latest version of Ubisoft's Anvil engine, the same tech powering the visually stunning Assassin's Creed Shadows. This means we're talking about next-gen features that just weren't possible back in 2013. The Anvil engine now supports things like ray-traced global illumination, which creates incredibly realistic and dynamic lighting. Imagine sunbeams cutting through a dense jungle canopy or moonlight shimmering on the open ocean, all rendered with a level of realism once reserved for cutscenes only. Whoo! Chills. Little chills here. Leaked footage, though brief, has already given us a taste. A short 11-second clip showed a naval battle, the crew firing cannons, Edward at the helm, and the chaos of splintering wood and fire. Even in that tiny snippet, the quality was a world away from the original. Okay? We saw detailed character models, realistic textures, and particle effects that make the original look, well, for the first time, lack for a better word, genuinely dated. One of the biggest technical hurdles of the original game is also being completely removed. A huge quality of life improvement being reported is the end of loading screens between the ship and land. The Anvil engine's ability to create massive, seamless worlds means you can finally drop anchor, dive off the jackdaw, swim to the shore, and run into a tavern without a single black screen breaking the immersion. This was a dream in 2013, and 2026 is becoming a reality. We're also hearing learn about a total overhaul of the environments. The main cities, Kingston, Havana, and Nassau, are being rebuilt with far more density and detail. But the real star might be the Caribbean itself. Reports mention improved water physics for a more fluid and modern feel to enable travel and combat. Given the progress Ubisoft has made with water simulation, especially with Skull and Bones, it's safe to expect the ocean in Resynced will be more beautiful and more treacherous than ever. A Ubisoft Connect image even teased a new black and gold outfit for Edward, hinting at new customization options that will look incredible on the new engine. This is where Resync goes way beyond a typical remake. A fresh coat of paint is one thing, okay? Smells good, looks good. It will last for another 10 years or so, but adding new chapters to one of the most beloved stories in this franchise is something else entirely. According to multiple credible sources, including insider Tom Henderson, Ubisoft is adding a significant amount of new content. The most exciting addition is a brand new story arc focused on Edward Kenway and Mary Reed. Fans have wanted a deeper look at their dynamic for years, and it seems this remake will finally deliver it to you guys on a silver platter. Reports also point to extra backstory chapters for Edward, possibly exploring his life before he raised the Black Flag, giving us new context for the man he became. It's been suggested that these additions could add several hours of new historical content, much of which was supposedly planned for the original game but cut for time. Maybe the engine back in the day was not strong enough. Okay. And the expansions don't stop with the main quests. The world itself is getting richer with new activities. One of the most talked about leaks is the addition of a pet system, letting you have a monkey or a cat as a companion on the Jackdaw. Hey, it's a small touch, but it's a kind of detail that deepens the role-playing experience and makes the ship feel more like a home. The crew is also getting a rework, with reports mentioning new officers you can recruit, each with unique quests and benefits. Underwater exploration, a memorable but somewhat limited feature of the original, is said to be completely revamped. Emphasis on the completely. With the power of the new Anvil engine, you can just imagine the dense, vibrant, and treasure-filled underwater growths and shipwrecks we'll get to explore. However, one of the most controversial changes is what's being removed. That's right. Multiple reports claim the modern-day gameplay sections might be completely cut from the game. While some fans found the Abstergo office segments to be a drag on the pacing, others appreciated how they tied into the larger Assassin's Creed lore. Removing them would make Resynced a purely historical pirate adventure. Ubisoft's own description of the game as an iconic solo pirate adventure seems to support this theory. It's a bold move. Will simplifying the narrative of the game stand on its own, or will it lose a key piece of its Assassin's Creed identity? A new engine and new content are huge, but how the game actually plays is what really matters. Here, the leaks point to a careful balance between preservation and modernization. The initial fear was that Ubisoft would force the RPG mechanics of recent titles like Odyssey and Valhalla onto Black Flag's beloved formula. The good news? A presentation to media members made one thing explicitly clear. Black Flag Resynced is not an RPG. It remains a solo, character-driven adventure at its core. That said, some evolution is welcome. While the combat in the original was stylish, it hasn't aged perfectly. It was based on the old counter and chain kill system, which can feel a bit simple by today's standards, let's be honest. Reports indicate that combat and progression are being reworked to feel more modern without turning it into a numbers-heavy RPG. So what could this all mean, Alonso? Okay, I hear you, but I cannot see it. Well, we might see a system closer to Mirage, which found a middle ground between the old and new. Imagine more fluid animations, a wider variety of enemies that require different tactics to take down, and maybe a more robust skill tree for specializing in stealth or swordsmanship if you prefer that, but without arbitrary enemy levels. The goal seems to be keeping the feel of a nimble pirate assassin while giving players more meaningful choices in a fight. Naval combat, already the best part of the original, you cannot tell me otherwise, is also getting an upgrade. Beyond the visual improvements to water and weather, we can expect more refined controls and new systems for managing the Jackdaw and its crew. The expanded crewmate system could tie directly into this, with specialized officers providing real bonuses in battle. The core loop of Black Flag, sailing, exploring, plundering, and assassinating, was nearly perfect. It seems Ubisoft's strategy isn't to reinvent the wheel, but to rebuild it with modern parts, making it stronger, faster, and more engaging, all while keeping the soul of the original intact. Well, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is shaping up to be one of the most ambitious remakes we've ever seen. This project seems to understand that our love for Black Flag isn't just nostalgia. It's about that lightning in a bottle moment when a pirate fantasy and an Assassin's Creed game became one. Ubisoft isn't just trying to preserve that memory, they're trying to build a new one on top of it. They are leveraging the full power of the next-gen Anvil engine to deliver a visual showcase. They're adding new story content that promises to enrich the narrative we already love, and they are carefully updating the gameplay to meet modern standards without sacrificing the game's original identity. Of course, with great ambition comes great risk. Will the new story content feel like a natural extension? Will the gameplay changes strike the right balance? Will a full price of $60 to $70 feel justified? These are all valid questions you're having, Ricky, though the media who have seen it seem impressed, which is a promising sign. With a rumored release date of July 9th, 2026, this is not a simple remaster, this is a rebirth. Edward Kenway is setting sail once more, not just on a familiar sea, but on a tidal wave of new technology and ambition. There's another awesome video waiting for you right here. Chill. Okay. Right here. So go check that out next. But I want to turn it over to you. What do you think about these changes? Are you excited for a full rebuild? Or were you hoping for a more faithful, simple remaster? What's the one feature you hope they don't touch? And what's the one change you're most excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know your thoughts. And if you enjoy this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more updates on all things Assassin's Creed and gaming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, go.